friends, how are you doing? I'm doing well. Welcome back to another week of Vlogtober, and this is going to be one for the books, and I'm sure you will see why. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about our Beetlejuice countdown from the Little Wolf Knits. So today's colorway was really pretty. It's again more of her muted beachy tones that she's well known for, I guess you could say. She themes everything after the beach, and so this reminds me of that with some beautiful hints of pink as well. So I really enjoyed this color today. Next up, we have the Whimsy Goth Countdown from Fangirl Fibers, and this is one of my favorite colors so far. So I think you all know me as the hot pink person, the bright pink person, but this one is actually one of my favorite pinks, and I don't think the color on the screen does it justice. It's like a very deep, dusty rose, not quite so Victorian, but very pretty. We have a positive tarot card for today's draw, the Ace of Swords. So when you think about the Ace of Swords, you would think about it in terms of representing clarity, truth, and mental breakthroughs, which is never a bad thing. It symbolizes a new idea or a moment of insight that cuts through confusion, offering a path forward. Often it encourages clear thinking, decisive action, and the power to communicate effectively, always important. And in everyday life, it suggests that it's time to address challenges head on, make rational decisions, and speak your truth with confidence. Whether it's resolving a conflict or making an important choice, the Ace of Swords empowers you to act with mental clarity and integrity. You can use it as a sign to trust your intellect and pursue truth. And I think I mentioned this in a previous draw, but we have so many communication issues at work. Everyone is operating in silos. Everyone is angry about it. And so it's causing a lot of friction. And so the way that I would apply this to my everyday life would be to make sure that not only am I communicating clearly, but that I'm communicating the gaps that I have from other people's communication to help figure out why things aren't moving, why there are misunderstandings, things like that. So something to definitely reflect on as we head into a new week. And with that, it was time to take a gorgeous fall walk over to the new house to wrap up my Halloween party decorations. The never-ending fun. So Scott and his dad were able to mount the fireplace. His dad, and this is a while off yet, he's going to build us like shelves that go down the side of it. So I'm not sure what those look like, but I really like the idea of it because I have a lot of tchotchkes. So the more places I have to put tchotchkes, the happier I am. They also got the mirror hung up. So I put our little raven up there. And now I am going to focus a little bit on decorating the mantle. So here we go. Here is what I've done for the time being. I don't know if I like it. I feel like it needs more. I'm definitely a more is more type of gal, but I don't hate it. So lots of things to think about, I guess. If I can find the step stool later, which I never can, I'm going to try to hang some cobwebs from the mirror, but I don't know what that's gonna look like because there's not really anywhere else to hang them from. So it might look weird, so I might not do that. But here's where we are today. I'm trying to put batteries in as much as possible so I don't have to do that next weekend as people are walking into the party, but we'll see. Here's a little Halloween figurine from my youth. My parents gave it to me. They're trying to clean out a lot of stuff that they're not using anymore. And so they had this and gave it to me, and now it's on my mantle. And of course, nothing says Halloween decorating like an iced pumpkin spice latte from Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, I stirred at it too long now, and I changed it again. Anyway, let me know what you think. Which version do you prefer? These are actually our wedding flowers. Hi! These are our wedding flowers that I made for our wedding. They're wooden flowers, so they say that you dye them, but essentially you just dip them in paint. So these these were our wedding colors, and these are the flowers that I carried down the aisle, and now I have them on display in one of my grandmother's really pretty vases. So I wanted to make sure those got put out in time for our anniversary. Now I have to tackle this table. I already moved a bunch of boxes over there. Those are like picture frames and things, some of which I still need. And also some of my things fell down, so that sucks. But this is where a lot of our food for the party is gonna go. So I need to move stuff around, move like the staging area, tools off the table. I haven't decided where this is going yet. That's my other grandmother's, so that's gonna go somewhere, don't know where yet. But typically the way that I set this up is that it's a whole display. This is a talking pumpkin. You might remember it from last year. It sings, it makes jokes. It's really cute. And I think I'm gonna put this up next to it, and it's gonna house my pumpkin spice brownies. And I usually do a bunch of like table scatter and decorations. Like thing is gonna go somewhere, and just that's gonna go somewhere, and that ghoul's gonna go somewhere. So I usually have a bunch of, oh, my skeleton unicorn. So they're all gonna go somewhere on this table, and then I have a bunch of table scatter and leaves and like little tchotchkes that are gonna go around, and that's how I decorate the table. But first I need to clear it off, I guess. So here we go. Here is how the table has turned out for now. It is not completely done. I'm watching Shauna Stitches. She's doing a weekly update on her Go-Go Dynamo, Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, which I am not participating in this year, but I've really been enjoying watching other people participate. So I've been watching that while I get stuff done. So I have a mount for this Death Becomes Her artwork. We got this at a festival last year, and I really love it, so I want to put it out, but it needs a stand. So I have one coming for that. Here are the two trays. This is where I have a pumpkin platter that my pumpkin spice brownies are going to go on. Ignore some of the mess that's still around the table. But then here is the other side. This is probably going to end up going in the kitchen with some of the dips that we're making, so don't know what's happening with that. And then this is the other side. We're going to put Halloween candy. We always put Halloween candy in the cauldron, so that'll go there. And then around the house, we're putting up these little frames telling people how they can submit their party pictures to our memento site. So we're gonna have a photo booth. We did a photo booth last year, and everyone really liked it, and we always get copies of those pictures, but we have a hard time wrangling pictures from other people. So we're gonna try this out. We used, if you watched the first or second episode, we used Punch Bowl for our invitations, and that worked really well. This is broken. We've had this since our wedding, and whatever the little silver pieces that goes there fell out, so who knows where that is, whatever. And yeah, so we're gonna try out the photo service that Punch Bowl recommends for the party. And then I need to get, I need Scott to tell me what these batteries are because I can't get them out. And then I have another witch that has tiny little batteries too, and of course, I think they're different than these. So I probably should just order both so they get here and I have the batteries, but so obnoxious, these battery things. But yeah, so that's what the table looks like now. Again, ignore the messes of boxes in the back. All right, so here we are in our downstairs bathroom, which you wouldn't think I would need to consider for the party, but I do, because I ordered this soap container. I just thought it was really cute and I could keep it out all fall. It's not just Halloween. So I ordered that, but I'm gonna have to fill it with something. So I had this soap back at the other house. I'm going to attempt to fill it. Having a funnel would probably be useful, but here we are. And I'm not convinced it's going to end well. All right, that actually wasn't that bad. Worked out really well. I did test the pump action and it gets in there. So I got this off of Amazon. I will add it to my storefront in case anyone's interested. I don't like to promote anything that's crap, but this is actually really, really nice, and I might look for a holiday and or winter one as well. Again, not that you guys want to be in our bathroom, but this is how I have done the shelving, at least for now. We have somehow accumulated a ton of Beetlejuice artwork, so we just leaned into that. So I put a bunch of pumpkins everywhere. I still have some other things to put out. I don't know what to use this for. We'll figure that out at some point. But yes, this is the artwork that I put in our bathroom for the Halloween party right now. And I'm sure at some point these shelves will become more useful, but for now they're just strictly decorative. All right, here is a quick peek at how the entrance slash sunroom is coming along. I just got this rocking chair. These are garage door openers there. But this rocking chair was my Oma's, and then my nanny had it. And then she's been going through her stuff and, you know, asking if anyone else would get use of it. So she gave me the rocking chair, and this cushion was my Oma's as well. She actually embroidered it. So yeah, now we have this rocking chair for my nannies, and I really wanted a rocking chair for the plant room, which is looking very sparse right now, but someday we'll have even more. And yeah, so I'm really excited to have the rocking chair. I think it looks great in here. And then we have an older cushionier chair from our old living room over there. I envision a lot of knitting or spinning happening in this room, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, that's how this room's coming along. I think my favorite part of the day was that I left without hanging up the 150 bats that I ordered, so I'm gonna have to do that sometime later this week. But I did finish my granny square and my planchet for the Alt Knots crochet along. This is our last night making the planchet, so we'll see what she has in store for us tomorrow. Is it just me, or does it always feel like we are back at Monday? It's almost like it comes around every week, right? But as usual, we kicked off the week with opening my Beetlejuice Advent, which was really, really, really pretty. You have these gorgeous shades of blues with some grays, but then also hints of pink, and I'm just fascinated by it. I think it's gonna look really cool when I start crocheting it into my blanket one of these days. And of course, we cannot forget the Whimsy Goth Countdown from Fangirl Fibers. And you know how I said yesterday was one of my favorite pinks? I lied. This is one of my favorite pinks. I just love this color. I can't get enough of it. It is so, so, so pretty. Monday's tarot card drawing was pretty neutral. The King of Cups is what I pulled for the day, and in tarot it represents emotional balance, compassion, and mastery over feelings. So maybe not so neutral, maybe a positive, since I feel like my brain and my emotions are both out of control. It symbolizes someone who is calm, wise, and understanding, even in difficult situations. So in everyday life, if you wanted to apply this, it would encourage you to stay in control of your emotions and respond with empathy and kindness rather than reacting impulsively. I think we have all been there, and I personally know people who are really good at reacting versus listening and taking it all in before doing anything, and I try not to be that way as much as possible. So whether you're dealing with personal challenges or helping others, the King of Cups reminds you to lead with emotional intelligence and offer support to those in need. It's also a call to find harmony between your head and your heart, fostering peace in your relationships and decisions, which is incredibly needed, I think, in my day-to-day life, especially at work. You know, it took me a really long time to feel comfortable in personal relationships. I thought I had the whole work thing mastered. I do not. So it is really tough to work in the IT space where everyone is just angry about something all the time. And to not take that personally. So emotional regulation is a big deal. But I am going to get my blood pressure taken tomorrow, and they always tell me that it's at stroke level. So we'll see how that pans out. I ended my day by making the latest applique for my Alt Knots crochet along. So we are another 10 days into the crochet along, which means we have a new pattern to whip up. So the first one was a cup of spirits, a ghost coming out of a cup. The second one was a planchette, and the third one is a witch hat. So I got to crochet with this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pink color, and I had a great time doing it, and I'm excited to see what this blanket will look like. All right, y'all, it is Tuesday and one day closer to our exciting Halloween costume parties / open house / housewarming. Boy, that is a lot to say. But anyway, today we opened a new colorway of my Beetlejuice countdown from the Little Wolf Knits, and it was another beautiful blue and white variegated yarn. This specific color blue, like this light color blue, is just really, really pretty. It might be my favorite. It'll be interesting to see how it works up. And then we have the advent that I'm actually able to keep up with, which is my Whimsy Goth countdown from Fangirl Fibers, where we once again got a really pretty pink. This is more on the not pastel side, but it's very muted, not as jewel toned as some of the others, and I think is going to work up really nicely. Of course, I kicked off my day with a tarot card draw, and today we have the Five of Pentacles. Generally, my experience has been that fives are not the most positive card, and in this case, it symbolizes hardship, financial struggle, and feelings of isolation. So, not great. Well, yeah. All right. Well, it often depicts two destitute figures walking in the snow. That's in reference to the Rider-Waite deck, which of course this is not. But it suggests a time of difficulty where resources seem scarce and hope feels distant. However, the stained glass window in the background represents help and support nearby, even if unseen. So, as usual, even the most negative tarot cards remind us that all is not lost, right? Like there is always a silver lining to whatever situation you might be in, which makes me feel good, and I think also prevents the tarot naysayers from being like, this is all terrible and you shouldn't play around with this. No, I think there is a positive side to every single card pull. Now, in everyday life, this card is meant to remind you that challenges, whether financial, emotional, or physical, are temporary, and that is a good thing. It encourages you to reach out for help and recognize the support systems around you. It also asks you to shift your focus from scarcity to resilience, reminding you that tough times can lead to growth and renewal. So personally, I think even outside of work, we're just really struggling to get our house ready in time for this party on Saturday. And it looks great, don't get me wrong. We've done a lot of great work on it. But thanks to our resources, our family, our friends, etc., we are a lot further along than we ever thought we would be at this point, and for that we are super grateful. And this card is a great way to just remind me of that fact and not forget that I do have these resources available to make my life a little bit easier. Speaking of, I hadn't been anticipating going over to the new house to do anything, but one of our friends was available to help us paint the basement that Scott is remodeling. So at the end of my work day, I packed up Fritzy and we headed over. Look at him. You can't tell, but he's having the time of his life. This is the best day ever for a senior dog who doesn't know how to excite anymore. On a positive note, I was able to get a lot of random things done, like cleaning off the sign that has been on the outside of our old house and finally getting it hung up in the foyer of the new house. I may need to come down a little on the right. Yeah, I think that's fine. Do 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 do. I also was able to start stuffing treat bags for the party and putting batteries in all of the candles, so we didn't get home until pretty late for us, but I still managed to finish today's applique and square for the alt knots crochet along. Welcome to October 23rd, which is a special day in my heart because it is our wedding anniversary, and this year was our third wedding anniversary. So I went ahead and I made this video. You can head on over to TikTok if you want to check it out with the actual music and sounds and things like that. But for now, I figured I would include it here with just some of the basics because I'm really happy with the way that it turned out.
Jen, you go first. Remember, at this time next year, Legos make a great anniversary gift. And Scott, remember that Jen doesn't care who you are, where you're from, what you do, as long as you love her.
All right, enough of the sappy crap. I will say that I wouldn't be able to do any of this though if it wasn't for Scott. So everyone thank my husband today for being super supportive. Today's Beetlejuice countdown yarn was a really pretty like red, brown, some orange, variegated. And again, you know, Brianna does not disappoint with this countdown at all. Really excited about this color today. And we cannot forget the fact that I am still on top of this Whimsy Goth countdown from Fangirl Fibers. Today was a gorgeous, I don't know, I always called this wine, but maybe it's a little bit more of a berry color, and this is always one of my favorite colors of the fall. It just looks so amazing bumped up against the bright oranges, so really happy that we got this color today. My anniversary card draw was an interesting one, to say the least. So today I pulled out the Seven of Swords, which is often seen as a card of strategy, deception, or moving quietly toward your goals. So we're not gonna think about the deception part of this at all. We're gonna go with moving toward our goals or strategy. In a reading, it can symbolize someone who's acting stealthily, avoiding confrontation. Yeah, I do that. Or taking a less direct path. It can also represent self-reliance, urging you to think creatively or take matters into your own hands. To use this card specifically in a daily reflection, you might want to consider where you need to be more strategic in your actions. So, are you avoiding a difficult conversation, or maybe instead finding a clever workaround to a problem? Literally what I do every day, that is my job. Reflect on whether you are being honest with yourself or others, and if you are taking shortcuts, ask if they're truly in your best interest. The Seven of Swords invites you to assess your actions, weigh the consequences, and ensure you're on a path that aligns with your values. This is an interesting one, especially given that I'm heading into New York City for work tomorrow to discuss a lot of the situations going on there and doing some creative problem solving. It's interesting that this popped up today, so definitely something to noodle on, think about, etc., etc. There's a lot to unpack with this one. As you may or may not know at this point, today is our third wedding anniversary. So happy third anniversary to Scott and me. And while we got each other a variety of anniversary gifts. It's been 3 years, Jen. So we got each other a variety of anniversary gifts. I'm not going to show you all of them just because there's no need to, but this one deserved some calling out. So this is the Polly Pocket Collector situation of the Friends television series, and oh my goodness, it is amazing. It is so cute, and I'm afraid to take it out of the packaging. But look, you get the guys in their recliners, you get the duck and the goose, you get the turkey wearing sunglasses and a fez hat, you have Monica in the apartment, and then of course you have Central Perk. You even have Phoebe over there playing her guitar. And honestly, this is just perfect. I forgot that this was even a thing that was happening. So the fact that Scott remembered and saw it and got it for me as soon as it came out is kind of great. So I just wanted to take a minute and rave about this. Polly Pocket was a huge part of my childhood. I had tons of Polly Pockets, and I had the compacts, I had the little villages that you could collect, just so many, and they filled a Rubbermaid container. I had so many. And so this really takes me back. It's full of, my childhood nostalgia, and I have always been a huge Friends fan. I know it's fallen out of fashion with the youngins or whatever, but I mean, I've seen what they watch, so that's fine. I will always be a fan of both Polly Pocket and Friends, and this was a perfect anniversary present. And I guess to just keep things relevant, he also, one of the other gifts he gave me was this yarn pocket from Cottontail Farm. I love these little yarn pockets. It's a little kitty, and I don't know, does the kitty actually have wings, or is it just a moth or a butterfly? It's a butterfly hanging out on top of the cat, yeah. There's another one somewhere too, and I've been trying to figure that out from afar, yeah. So this is going to be really cute. I love this pattern, and I love these little yarn pockets. They come in so handy. And yeah, he knows the way to my heart for sure. So since Scott had to work, and when he works late, we just, when he got home, had a really nice night relaxing. I worked on my square and applique for the day, and we shared a bottle of bubbly before heading to bed. October 24th, a Thursday. This was my big travel day into New York City, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But first, let's open the day with some of our countdowns. So, of course, we start with the Beetlejuice countdown from Little Wolf Knits, and today's color just screams apple orchard. I love everything about this. It has like that green apple plus red apple vibe that you get if you're going to go to the orchard and do any and all of the apple picking, which is something that we haven't done this season or anytime recent. So that part makes me sad. Then we have our Whimsy Goth countdown from Fangirl Fibers, which brings me so much excitement every day. I can't even begin to describe like why I love this whole crochet along in these colorways so much. I don't know why. It just brings me endless joy. But today's color is like that beautiful Halloween purple that I keep talking about that hasn't been something that you see frequently. If you're my age, it's not something that we grew up with, but I am loving this purple color. It's so gorgeous. All right, so my overnight trip to New York City. This was my first time taking the bus into the city by myself. It's about a 2-hour commute on our local bus line, so not bad at all, but I didn't get a chance to really film anything just because I was with a bunch of my colleagues, and that would probably have been weird. But I did get some views of the hotel and just the general city itself. We had a really great time. It was a very long night. We ended up at this place called Cellar Dog, which was kind of an adult arcade, which I've done that a few times over the course of our vlog. So it was a really good night. It was a really nice way to see people that I work with and go to bed very late. October 25th, TGIF. We say it every week. It never gets less exciting. It was an early morning for me because I had to catch the bus home from the bus terminal. It was actually really easy. The bus terminal was literally like right across the street from my hotel, so I just had to throw myself out of bed and haul my butt over there. The ride home was a little bit more confusing than the ride there, just because apparently there are two types of tickets. One is an actual reservation and one is standby. I had no idea. It was fine. I got on the bus and I slept. One of the reasons that I couldn't wait to come home was to continue opening my yarn because reasons, right? So today's Little Wolf Knits Beetlejuice countdown was more of a green than we've been getting, and it's a really pretty one. You have kind of, it's not like a bright green, but it is a very like subtle muted sort of lime green mixed in with a lot of the darker greens, and it's going to look really, really nice in the blanket. Wave hello to your fans of your construction. Oh, hold on, I'm coming. So we've had a friend here painting for us because
I hate it.
we're nothing if we don't use our friends. We can.
I think this is, they didn't have this up in the last video.
I can't remember if I took a video of this yet.
You haven't been here. I don't think you...
No, I've been here.
Really?
I just don't remember if I took
the whiskey wall.
the whiskey wall. We have to show everyone the drinks from our wedding. The Fritzy and the Ziggy. They were very delicious. And then you put up your mug. And what are your other presents?
I don't like the way that sits. I gotta find a different spot.
Yeah, it twists around and then you can't see it.
Yeah, it's because of how it's on.
Yeah, it's fine. And then, where are we going next?
A cat box for Dexter. Very excited.
Do you think he's gonna use it now that we've dedicated a shelf to him?
Definitely.
Yeah, he's
Definitely.
gonna.
I'm probably not gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it on that one anyway. I might put it in a different one. That's where I put it for now. Yeah, we got this wall over here.
Hold on, I don't think we showed the.
No, there's like recently.
Yeah, beer signs are coming along.
I got all my lights up.
That wall's painted.
The Jaeger over there this afternoon.
Oh yeah.
And I put my Red House mirror up.
My Oma's
And we
cabinets.
got the cabinets.
They look
we
good.
can't open. What did I do with this? Are they in the fitness room?
Probably.
All right, I gotta go
That
with
sounds
this.
familiar.
So I got that painted. I gotta get the baseboards
This
on
needs a
still.
chamois shine
Yeah, this needs
someday. Yeah.
This has to get done yet. She wasn't sure how to do it because of the pipe.
Oh yeah. She was really good at that though with the bathroom upstairs.
Yeah, but this is really tight.
Yeah.
So I got a couch.
Oh
Yeah,
hey,
I got
it's
'em.
not under a plastic
I got them both hooked up.
anymore. It's a miracle.
Yep.
Looks cozy.
Yeah.
I actually do. I thought I was gonna hate it being blocked off. I actually do like it now that that wall's there too. Like it, kind of. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I
It's gotta
do.
Keep the cats from shredding the back.
So they'll just shred the front.
I don't think they will. They don't shred our couch. They don't shred our couch at home.
That's true. I mean, we can keep an eye on them. Is this where these shelves are going? And then the
Yeah,
entertainment center there?
Thing that these are going to be for my records, which I'm going to bring down today or tomorrow and put in there to get them out of here.
Oh, you have everything plugged in too.
I said I did, yeah.
That's cool. And
I
then
plugged it in and
the dog room.
I jacked my. It's also the dart room.
The dog dart
I
room.
jacked my phone because I had it running out of my speaker.
Yeah.
So I plugged it in.
This is where I want to put, like, we have all of the, like, we have the frame of us dressed as Princess Peach and Mario and stuff like that. So I want to put that down here since all the gaming systems will be. Aw. Aren't we cute?
So very.
Wait for me. I want to see the meat.
I'm not going to see it.
I want to see the meat.
I'm not gonna see
Show me the meat. Like, oh, it's in the foil.
it. Right, I said we're not going to see it.
Well, I don't know. You could be lying. What do you do with it now?
Just gotta sit for a little bit and rest it.
And this is what, 12 pounds of pork shoulder?
This is 16.25
Oh,
pounds.
wow, I was way off. And then we got most of our outdoor furniture here, just in time for snow. I'm excited. My dad's excited to have it fresh.
Freshish.
Yeah, you know. All right, so I am over the new house. We are putting the finishing touches on things for the party tomorrow. You can probably hear Scott hammering in the basement. But I'm mostly done with my stuff for today. So I'm a couple days behind on my Gothic Whimsy crochet along just because I had to go into the city. So I have 2 days to catch up on with that. But then I also wanted to show you this yarn that I got from Moon and Yarn Craft Room. So this is a set from Molly Klein Design that when Brianna from Moon and Yarn posted about it, I knew that I had to have it. So like the colorway I believe is exclusive to Moon and Yarn. I'm not sure, but at least the whole set definitely is. And so it's all themed together. And the thing that really sold me was the Moon Progress Keeper. Like just how gorgeous is that? But then also the project bag. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. Definitely a really nice fall project bag, but just a nice project bag in general, and it's totally my vibe. I love the colors. When she originally posted that she had it in her shop, I checked the website and it wasn't there, and I was like, I guess it's only going to be exclusive to in-store purchases. But then she posted that she had put them up online, and the way I ran, so I got it on, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday maybe, and it got here today, Friday. So that was super duper quick. And she also included a really cute thank you note, hoping that my move went well, which hopefully we'll be able to say it did soon. We are pretty close to getting all of our stuff over here, and of course our Halloween party / open house is tomorrow. I have some candles on here just for the ambiance, but haven't turned them all on yet. It is trick or treat night in our new neighborhood, so you can see the neighbors out there giving out candy a little bit. But really what that means is, here, I'll show you the house is all decorated. Most places that I know do trick-or-treating on Halloween, but in our area, you're not gonna be able to see anything, who am I kidding? In our area, they choose a specific night to do it. It's usually the Friday before Halloween, and you get 2 hours to do your trick-or-treating. Oh, there you can see the house across the street. So you get 2 hours to do your trick-or-treating, and that's it. So I think it's like from 6 to 8 or 5 to 7 or something like that. I want to say it's 6 to 8. Oh, I finished filling our treat bags for the party tomorrow. So that's where those are. And yeah, so tonight's trick-or-treat night. So I've just been sitting on the couch. This is Trixie's Halloween costume. She's gonna be a mermaid. And Fritzy, who doesn't do Halloween costumes because he's old, is a whale or a shark, depending which sea creature you want to choose. And then Ziggy's an octopus. So they're all ocean creatures this year. Yeah, isn't that right, Fritz? You gonna collapse? Great. So yeah, it's trick-or-treat night, and I'm just sitting here kind of enjoying the ambiance, listening to all the kids come around, and it's been really nice. So yeah, gonna watch some YouTube for a little bit while I try to think of any other little things I might want to do before tomorrow, just so I'm not running around like a crazy person, but we all know that I will be. So yeah, that's it. All right, show me them meats.
Meats. 1 pork shoulder, 2 pork shoulders.
1 shredded, 1 not.
Working on
so
it.
far.
Getting there.
How are those shredders working?
They're great.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I'd like the plastic ones. They haven't really deformed.
Did you buy those or did?
No, I bought them.
Okay. I couldn't remember if we got them as a gift.
No, I got them because I was like, I'm gonna get these stupid things that I make fun of people for using when I see them, and I love them.
Well, they make life easier.
Oh, so much.
We came home, all things considered, pretty early that night just because neither of us could function anymore. So I caught up on my alt knots mystery crochet along using my Fangirl Fibers Advent, and we just sort of relaxed for the rest of the night. And now it is Saturday, October 26th, the day we have all been waiting for, our Halloween housewarming party. We finally made it, but first we've got some yarn to open, right? So today's Beetlejuice countdown from the Little Wolf Knits is this gorgeous colorway. I'm not even sure how to describe it other than it is very colorful, very up my alley. I can't wait to crochet something with this because it is just that pretty, and by something I mean my blanket. Just absolutely lovely. Then we have our Whimsy Goth countdown from Fangirl Fibers, which, thanks to the aforementioned Halloween party, I am now 2 days behind on yet again. But it's fine. It's really easy to keep up with this one and catch up if needed. Not that I've needed to do that a ton, but it is possible. So today's color was this lovely bone color, and I can't wait to work it up. All right, so another Halloween party, another round of pumpkin spice brownies. So Scott has everything laid out for me so I can just go to town on this, and we'll see how far we get. We have to get far, right? we have to make the brownies. So it is 8:44 a.m. I'm hoping I can just get this whipped up really quick and get back to doing more party things. All right, so we've got our wet ingredients, which smell oh so good. I love the smell of pumpkin. It just makes everything smell like fall. And then we have our dry ingredients, and now I'm going to mix all of those together and cover this entire counter in flour. And the flour is folded in, which means it is time to add our chocolate chips. And the recipe doesn't say to include a whole bag, but I always just do. It just seems like a good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Honestly, that is an arm workout. So now I'm going to move everything into this special brownie pan. You might remember this from last Vlogtober. It saves my life. There's like an inner tray, and then there are these guys. And what it does is it bakes each brownie individually, so you have edges all around each of the brownies. So it makes them just that much more delicious. If you're a big fan of edge, like the brownies that cook around the edge, you get that all in here. So I'm just going to take this out, and then I'm going to fill it up with the batter and pop it in the oven. And here they are, fresh out of the oven and perfect as always. The house smells so good. So I'm going to leave these here to cool, and then whenever I end up going over the new house, I'll just take them over in the tray and then take them out over there, just so it's more easily transportable. But oh man, I can't wait till they cool down a little bit so I can have one for breakfast. Yeah, they taste really good. They bake for like 35 minutes, and if anyone's interested, I will leave the recipe in the description below so you can try making them yourself. All right, well, we are now at the new house, and the pumpkin spice brownies have joined me. I am about to make a trifle. It's a caramel, what is on me? A caramel apple trifle that allegedly takes 15 minutes, which we know in reality means 30. And I'm looking about as dead can be. So Scott and I need to rush around and get our pictures taken. He just ran back to the old house because we forgot stuff, as we usually do. So then he needs to get ready. We need to rush around to get our picture taken before people show up. So this is the panic stage. We'll see what happens. These are the photos we ended up taking, and honestly, I love them. They came out exactly the way that I wanted them to, which is super creepy. I kind of hate the way that I look and love it at the same time. I look so dead and ugly It's fantastic. So the pictures came out great, but everyone showed up early. So the way that we operated our Halloween party this year was that we did a family-oriented open house from like 2 to 6. And so if people had kids, or if you are family members and you just don't want to stay well into the night, you absolutely could do that. And you came from 2 to 6 and just sort of hung out with us in your costumes and took a tour of the house and hung out with us. If you did come in costume, you could come into my craft room and enjoy our photo booth that I had set up. There is just an app on my iPad where I set up these custom Keeler Halloween party film strips, I guess you could say, and then you could take whatever photos you wanted. And honestly, this worked out for us really well last year, so we decided to do it again this year because it's the only way we can actually get photos of our friends in their costumes. So then if you weren't family and you didn't have kids on you, you could stay for the adult version of the party, which lasted well into the night. I want to say we got home at 2 a.m.-ish. Again, that was my second latest night this week, so I cannot function. So I am just very, very tired. It was a very long night. It was a very fun night. It was great to see all of our friends. They had great costumes as always. And we got to use this, it's like a Broomba or something. My dad got it for us because he knows that we love our Halloween party and that we always have a good time. And yeah, it was another late night. So much food. We have food coming out the wazoo. But always a good time. So this week I'm going to leave you with some photo leftovers of the party. Again, as usual, I'm not going to show photos of our friends, so just us, but know that it was a really good time and we are going to spend the rest of our weekend recovering and doing absolutely nothing.